And even Paul Heyman recently, I think it was with Ariel Helwani, he really put you over. I don't know if did you get a chance to see that he really put you over?
Oh yeah, I was very, very, very flattered, super flattered. Definitely. I mean, I was at a loss of words when I saw that. You have lots of conversations privately with people in the company that you might not have publicly. People passing out compliments and stuff like that about each other is a rare thing, and to get one from Paul publicly, he's always been very good to me for many, many years, and I've always been a fan of his. Long before WWE, I was a kid once upon a time, uh, watching ECW and all of the behind the scenes stuff, and understanding that he had a particular vision before ECW started of what wrestling was, and people challenging him on that, and him being able to prove people right over time. He's got a really, really cool story. Just the idea of him talking about me, the little kid in me is like, what? How is this real? What universe is this?
That was cool because he's basically kind of not giving away like secrets or anything, or telling people something out of turn, but he was kind of breaking it down, saying in wrestling, underdogs, if you will, or guys that are on the come up, like you don't give the fans exactly what they want right away. You kind of tease them, and you build it up. Is that something that they are like telling to you, or is this something like that you're kind of maybe surprised hearing, or is this something you just feel?
Well, there's no design to any of this. That much I can tell you. There really isn't. So, uh, yeah.
Maybe he's trying to sound smarter than than you know what I mean. Like, hey, the same thing happened with Steve Austin, but sometimes it's just organic where you have to go with the guy that's over the most.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to the people who run the show. You know what I'm saying? That's their call. I'm going to show up every single week and do the best job that I possibly can. And getting a compliment from him is that's another thing I'm never ever going to forget. I'll never forget it. Like um, I have such a profound level of respect for him. And anytime I've ever needed advice, I've always been able to go to him, and he's always been super helpful. And I've never talked about it, or I've never mentioned it, because I'm not a name dropper. But Paul Forever has always been very, very good to me. And yeah.
Is he one of the guys that works with the talent like directly? I mean, because we're starting to see more on Unreal that he's more maybe involved than we maybe thought he was with creative. Is he one of the guys that like will work with you one on one and kind of go over stuff with you?
He definitely could. I'm not really sure. Like when I get to work, they kind of have me pretty preoccupied, so I'm not entirely sure what he's doing throughout the day. But he's been very helpful to many, 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 many talent that he might not necessarily be working with on screen. If people want to learn and people have a question, he's always available for them. I've never ever seen him turn away from anybody. Um, he's probably one of the most valuable assets I think WWE has in terms of developing talent and being able to help you know uh, everybody group together and make the best show possible.
I think there was that Vince line about him. He rather have Paul in the castle pissing out than out of the castle pissing in, or however that line goes. Basically saying like he's kind of invaluable in certain aspects that he'd rather have him on the team than on somebody else's team. Basically,
I've never heard that quote. That's insane.
I think Heyman says it on his documentary that they
Ah,
did for him a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure he says that. But basically, there was like, hey, how come you didn't go elsewhere? You could have. He's like Vince always kind of wanted me here. He said he'd rather him on my team. I think he said pissing out of the castle rather than pissing in.
oh my god.
Interesting, yeah, very interesting quote. But it kind of makes sense though, because if you got a guy that's smart, why would you want him to, play in somebody else's sandcastle? You want him in yours, and creating something great.
Sure.
So is this the last of you and Sammy though? Is that the final thing? Because the 3 match series, you had the night champions, which was good, Raw, which was I think the best match, and then obviously SummerSlam. Is this the end with you and Sammy?
I legitimately don't know. I have no idea.
In your head, in your mind though, are you done with him? Are you like, or are you thinking more?
I don't know. I really don't know. I have no clue. I literally have no idea. I mean, I, I don't know.
With Triple H, good relationship with Triple H as far as just you and him and creatively and everything else, good rapport.
I think so.
Can you go into any more detail or no?
Well, I don't know. I see him every month. I see him every month. Like when I get to work on Mondays, I'm super like, you get in, they tell you what to do, they tell you what they're looking for. You show up and you do it. And I don't really like, put it this way, Mondays is difficult to socialize really with anybody, um, because they kind of have you on the move. So I wouldn't necessarily say that like Monday is a day where I really get to catch up with anybody. The days I get to actually catch up with people and chat with people and whatnot would probably either be the night before where we could go to dinner, or maybe the early morning where we get breakfast in the airport or something like that. So, like, beyond just me being able to tell you that I have a good working professional relationship with them, that's kind of it. So